President Lassard, Board of Trustees, Provost Sen, deans, faculty, honored guests, families and friends, and most importantly, to the class of 2026, welcome. It is a profound honor to return to MCPHS as an alum and celebrate this important moment with you. When I was sitting where you are today, I could not fully appreciate how transformative my time here would be. MCPHS didn't just prepare me academically, it ignited my passion and drive. Through challenge, uncertainty, and personal struggle, I learned the value of dedication, resilience, and the importance of relationships in shaping both how I lead and how I care for others. Those lessons have guided the decisions I've made in my career, and it is those learnings around dedication, resilience through failure and challenges, and the power of relationships that I want to share with you today as you embark upon your careers in healthcare. Before I speak directly to our graduates, I want to begin with gratitude. To the faculty and administrators of MCPHS, thank you. Thank you for your rigor, your mentorship, your unwavering commitment to excellence. You didn't simply teach material, you shaped professionals. You challenged us to think critically, communicate thoughtfully, and uphold the standards these professionals demand. Your influence reaches far beyond today. And to the families, friends, and loved ones gathered here, thank you. Thank you for the sacrifices that will never appear on a transcript, for the encouragement in moments of doubt, the patience during long nights and missed celebrations, and the steady belief when it mattered most. No one gets to graduation on their own, and I share the gratitude that I know these students feel toward all those who helped them on this journey. To the class of 2026, commencement marks both an ending and a beginning. You are closing a chapter defined by discipline, perseverance, and growth, and stepping into one defined by responsibility. You graduate today as nurses, pharmacists, occupational therapists, optometrists, physician assistants, and healthcare business leaders. You may have taken different paths and will serve in different roles, but you share the same commitment. You have chosen careers in healthcare, careers that ask you to show up for people on their worst days and to use your knowledge, presence, and compassion to make a difference when it matters most. Like many of you, my path into healthcare was not linear. Long before I ever put on a white coat, I learned what dedication and leadership truly meant. Prior to starting pharmacy school, I served as an officer in the United States Army. Over the course of my service, I held several roles, but the most formative one was serving with an aviation unit during a 15-month deployment to Baghdad, Iraq, in support of Operation Iraqi Freedom from 2006 to 2007. Service in a war zone strips away illusions. There is no room for shortcuts, no expectation that things will feel easy. Dedication is forged through shared purpose, resilience, and trust. Trust that your team will show up, and trust that you will do the same. Dedication meant long days and sleepless nights. It meant staying calm when the pressure was high. It meant thinking clearly when others were counting on you, especially when you were tired, uncertain, or afraid. That understanding of dedication followed me into healthcare. So here's the first piece of advice I want to share with you today. Effortlessness is a myth. No meaningful career, especially in healthcare, is built on talent alone. It is built on discipline, consistency, and the commitment to keep learning and improving, even when the work is difficult, unglamorous, and unseen. When I arrived at MCPHS to pursue my PharmD, I was ambitious and driven. I wanted to make an impact. But like all of you know, healthcare education has a way of humbling even the most prepared among us. These programs demand far more than intelligence. They demand consistency. They demand commitment. They demand endurance. We live in a culture that celebrates overnight success, but there was nothing overnight or effortless about what you have accomplished here. You earned this degree through long hours, relentless studying, clinical rotations, and moments when continuing felt far more difficult than stopping. And that matters because the field you're entering in demands it. Healthcare and science are advancing at an extraordinary pace. Innovation is accelerating, treatments are evolving. The decisions you will make as professionals are becoming more complex, more data-driven, and more impactful than ever before. That progress is exciting, but it also carries responsibility. Our patients are trusting us to keep up, to stay current, to think critically, and to put in the work required to be the very best version of ourselves on their behalf. Dedication is what makes you clinically strong. It's what earns trust from patients, families, and colleagues. And dedication is what makes you the person others rely on when things become complicated. But as important as dedication is, it does not protect us from hardship. And that truth became very real to me during my second year of pharmacy school. At 27 years old, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. In one moment, I went from studying oncology to becoming a patient with cancer. The white coat came off, and the hospital gown went on. And my understanding of healthcare changed forever. I had faced my own mortality before, especially during deployment to Iraq, but nothing compared to the vulnerability and uncertainty of being diagnosed with breast cancer as a young adult who still had a lifetime of plans in front of them. I made the decision to stay in school during my treatment. It was not easy to remain dedicated to my education. There were days filled with exhaustion, fear, and doubt. But that experience reshaped my purpose. And that brings me to the second piece of advice. Your setbacks can become your strength if you learn to reframe them. I could have seen cancer as the end of my story. Instead, it became the beginning of my calling. As a patient, I experienced healthcare from the other side. I witnessed the profound impact of compassionate nursing care. I experienced the challenges of navigating health systems and managing complex treatments and lived with the side effects that followed. I benefited from pharmacist interventions and thoughtful patient counseling at moments when clarity and trust mattered most. I saw firsthand the value of a multidisciplinary team, professionals working together to ensure that care was not only delivered, but optimized. And I met other young survivors, learning about the barriers and disparities that so many patients face simply trying to access the care they need. That experience ignited my passion for oncology and reshaped how I lead and how I care for others. When I graduated from MCPHS 14 years ago, I didn't have a job lined up, but I knew I would use my education, my experience, and my voice to improve the lives of patients with cancer. Today, I serve as a senior director with Pfizer Oncology in a role focused on oncology access and strategy, working to ensure that patients can obtain the therapies they need when they need them. I use data to inform strategy, to identify and remove system-level barriers to care, and ultimately help improve access for oncology patients. Cancer did not derail my career, it clarified it. Class of 2026, your careers will not follow straight lines. There will be detours. There will be moments of failure, and there will be seasons that test your confidence. You don't get to choose every chapter, but you do get to choose how they shape you. Resilience is not pretending it doesn't hurt. It's learning to adapt, to find opportunity, and to continue forward with purpose. And what became clear to me is this: resilience is never a solo effort. Every step forward was shaped by people who supported me, challenged me, and believed in me when I needed it most. And that brings me to my third and final piece of advice I want to share with you today: the power of relationships. None of us builds a meaningful career alone, and in healthcare, the truth is inescapable. Throughout my journey as an Army officer, a student here at MCPHS, a patient, and now a leader in oncology, I have relied on mentors who offered guidance, colleagues who challenged my thinking, and teammates who understood that the best outcomes are never achieved in isolation. Mentorship shaped my confidence, collaboration strengthened my judgment, and relationships sustained me when the work felt heavy. In healthcare, no discipline stands alone. Nurses do not work in isolation. Pharmacists do not make decisions in silos. Occupational therapists, optometrists, physician assistants, and healthcare leaders all depend on one another's expertise to deliver the best possible care. The most meaningful progress happens when professionals listen, communicate, and respect one another's roles, when teams work together with a shared commitment to patients. Class of 2026, the world you're entering is complex, and healthcare is moving quickly. The expectations are high, and the responsibility you now carry is real. But you are ready. Not because you have all the answers, but because you have learned how to think critically, adapt in uncertainty, and work together. Stay dedicated when the work is hard and unseen. Reframe setbacks as opportunities for growth, and build relationships that sustain you, professionally and personally. Because in the end, it won't just be what you know that defines your career. It will be how you care, how you lead, and how you show up for others. I am incredibly proud to welcome you, not just as graduates, but as my peers and future colleagues. I look forward to learning from you, working beside you, and serving patients together in the years ahead. Congratulations, class of 2026. Welcome to the profession.